Hi friends, welcome to today's video. Today I'm sharing with you 6 healthy meal prep recipes that I absolutely love. I know the start of the new year, definitely we all want to start out as healthy as possible. So these 6 recipes are all easy, delicious, and super healthy. So let me show them to you.
So I'm going to get the salmon ready first. So I like to portion my salmon out before I cook it. That way it doesn't flake all apart while you're trying to cut it into portion sizes. So I have my 4 pieces, 1 piece for each day of my meal prep container. I'm going to add in this Island Teriyaki. It's by Soy Vey, and it is a really good teriyaki marinade and goes perfect on this salmon. So I'm just going to spread a little bit onto each piece of salmon, and I'm going to bake this in the oven. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees, and I'm going to bake this for about 18 to 20 minutes. You can definitely marinate this for a little bit also, about maybe an hour or so, and that would give it a really awesome flavor. I'm going to make my rice now, and I'm using 1 1/4 cups of water and 1 cup of my Planet rice. And so like I said, this is a quick cooking brown rice. So I am going to let this boil. I'm going to let the water boil. And once it's boiled, I'm going to give it a stir, and then I'm going to take the heat down to low, and I'm going to put the lid on and let this simmer for about 20 minutes. And do not take the lid off, and let this steam out. That's how it cooks perfectly. I'm going to make the broccoli. I'm going to steam some broccoli. So I have this big bag of broccoli, and because we eat a lot of broccoli in our house, it's my kids' favorite vegetable. So I got a really big bag this week. So I'm just going to use part of it for my lunch meal prep. So I'm just putting it in the steamer basket, and there's water in the pot already. So I'm going to steam the broccoli, and the broccoli does not take long, about maybe like 6 minutes or so. Definitely don't want to overcook it.
Okay, everything's ready. The rice, the broccoli, the salmon. So I'm going to portion everything into my meal prep containers. If you've been around my channel, you know how much I absolutely love these glass meal prep containers. They're from Amazon, so I will link them in the description box. They are really wonderful. Highly recommend. So I'm going to portion everything out, and then this healthy lunch will be ready for the week. I love to have something healthy ready to go with lots of functions on the calendar coming up. So definitely try to keep on a nice, healthy little diet during the holidays. All right, I'm going to take the skin off of the salmon, and I'm just going to break it into pieces to make this a nice, delicious bowl that is just ready to go. This sauce is so good, and it totally makes this whole bowl absolutely delicious. So I'm going to drizzle it on, and then I'm going to add on a little bit of sesame seeds also, because it's just they're a fun garnishment for these kinds of dishes. So I'm going to drizzle this on nice and like a thin drizzle.
Okay, so I have my spaghetti squash, which I'm going to cook first because it takes a while to cook in the oven. So it is a little tough to cut in half, so definitely be careful while cutting it. You got to put a little muscle into it while cutting it down the middle. But once you have it open, it has just the seeds in the middle. So I use my melon baller to scrape it out. You can use a spoon also, but I just love using the melon baller because it has that little bit of sharp edge. So I'm just going to scoop out the center and clean all that out on both sides of the spaghetti squash. I'm going to add it into my Pyrex dish. I have my oven preheated right now to 350 degrees. So once these are ready, I am going to put them in the oven, and it takes a little bit to roast the spaghetti squash. So about an hour to get it really nice and soft. So definitely get this going first because it does take a little bit longer. I'm going to add on a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of cracked pepper, and I have some pink Himalayan salt. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of that onto each one of these, and then they will be ready to go in the oven. So while it's cooking, I'm going to get the rest of the turkey tetrazzini ready to go. So I have all my leftover turkey. So I'm going to use about 2 cups of this. I'm not measuring it exactly, but around 2 cups. And you can definitely also use chicken or rotisserie chicken for this. But I just love leftover turkey. It is my favorite. One year I made 2 turkeys just so I can have one as a whole leftover after Thanksgiving. So about 2 cups of the turkey, and then I'm going to use 2 cans of cream of mushroom because it isn't really a casserole if it doesn't have cream of mushroom or cream of chicken in it, in my opinion. I'm going to add in sour cream. I have my butter is at room temperature, and then I'm going to use 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. So this is going to be full of tons of flavor, creamy, awesome casserole, and just I'm going to mix the butter up a little bit, but it is at room temperature, so it's pretty soft. So it's mixing well with the cream of mushroom. I'm going to add in the cheese, and then I'm going to put all of this on my skillet in the stove to let everything melt together and combine all the flavors, and it'll be so delicious and go perfect with the spaghetti squash.
Okay, so the spaghetti squash is done. It takes a while to cook. I've also done it in the crock pot, which is really nice because you just cut it the same, put it in, and it just cooks all day. So this takes about an hour to roast it in the oven. It's still pretty hot, but I am going to kind of show you how it just shreds into these little like stringy pieces, just like noodles. So super cool. So you just kind of scoop it out, and like I said, super hot. I really need to let it cool, but I am excited to make this video for you, so I'm just gonna kind of do it when it's a little bit hot. But look how cool this is. These stringy noodle type things, but it's squash, totally low carb, such a great alternative for pasta. So I'm just scooping it into my bowl, and then I will put the turkey tetrazzini mixture. I also did a side of broccoli because I love broccoli with like things that have sauce. So gonna be totally delicious lunch for this week. All right, I'm gonna add in the spaghetti squash, the broccoli, the turkey tetrazzini on top, like so good. So I'm just adding in my broccoli first. I just get these steamed broccoli bags, and it's just so convenient. We eat a ton of broccoli in our house. So our broccoli, add in my spaghetti squash. Love this stuff. All right, this turkey mixture, oh my gosh, it is rich and delicious. Oh my gosh, so, so good. All right, you guys, this lunch is ready to go for the week. Such an awesome keto-friendly, low-carb option. So super low carb this week, getting back on track. Delicious recipe to use for leftover turkey. If you have some leftover turkey, it is a really great recipe. So hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it gave you some motivation to do some meal prepping now that the holidays are here. Definitely trying to do some more healthy meal prepping so that I can stay on track.
So for this one, I'm going to make some burrito bowls, high in protein, really healthy. So I have my Better Than bouillon to make my chicken broth. I'm going to use Planet Rice for my rice. So I'm going to do these burrito bowls. I'm going to have rice, black beans. I'm going to do a Chipotle copycat corn salsa. And we're going to cook the chicken on our Blackstone, which comes out so good on the Blackstone. But first off is the rice. It came to a boil, so now I'm going to put the lid on and let this cook. So it's all done now. I'm going to fluff it, and just really delicious. Planet Rice is super good. So my husband is getting the Blackstone ready, and he just has some oil on it, and I diced up the chicken and marinated it this morning with some fajita seasoning. So it's diced into some small pieces, and he will just grill it up on the Blackstone. It's really, really quick. It only takes just a few minutes, probably like 6 to 8 minutes. So it grills up really fast. So definitely we love using the Blackstone for fast dinners. But really, really good. Such awesome flavor. So we love Chipotle. It's one of our favorite places to eat if we're going to eat out on the go. So they have this corn salsa. So I'm kind of doing a version of it. So it's corn. I have a diced onion, and I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of diced green chilies. So they use jalapenos and cilantro, and I also have a tablespoon of lemon juice. So they used cilantro in theirs at Chipotle, and I am not a huge cilantro fan, so I am just customizing this to how I like it, but I do love the corn salsa. So definitely adding that into this delicious chicken burrito bowl. We can have these literally every week. They are so good. But definitely a really awesome meal prep to add to your healthy meal prepping list of things to make. And you can customize these to how you like. You can use refried beans if you like. I love black beans, super good for you, high in protein, high in fiber. I'm using brown rice, but you can use white rice. I'm using corn salsa, but you can use regular salsa, spicy or mild. So these are definitely really customizable. And I'm using shredded cheddar cheese. You can also use Fiesta blend, is super good. You can top these with sour cream, avocado, anything that you like to add to your burritos can go into this nice and healthy burrito bowl. Chicken Caesar salad is one of my favorite things ever. So I'm going to do a chicken Caesar salad wrap. So a nice, fresh, kind of cold lunch so you don't have to heat these. And I'm going to use these little mini tortillas by Mr. Tortilla. They're low in carbs, so super healthy this week. So I have my grilled chicken that I just diced into strips. And then I have my romaine lettuce. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of my lettuce and cut it into some small portions, and then I'm going to add everything into my meal prep containers. I'll do the tortilla, then the chicken, then some the lettuce, Parmesan cheese, and really awesome lunch for the week, super light and healthy. So these tortillas, they're really thin, and they're just light. And like I said, they're really low carb. They're 1 carb per tortilla and 10 calories. So these are really awesome, and they're really yummy too. So a couple pieces of chicken, a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and then I am going to save the dressing on the side until I'm ready to eat these, and I'll put it in my little salad dressing cup so that it doesn't get onto the wrap and get it all soggy. So these will stay fresh all week, which I love, and just super healthy. I'm going to be doing a chicken piccata for this meal prep. Chicken piccata is so delicious. So I'm going to do the chicken piccata, and then I'm going to do a side of zucchini noodles. So you can definitely do a side of regular noodles if you'd like, but definitely keeping this super healthy to start off the new year. So I'm going to be doing zucchini noodles. So I cut my chicken into some small portions. I am breading it with almond flour, so keeping it low carb. And once it's all cut up and breaded, I have my skillet on the stove. I'm going to add with olive oil. I'm going to let that heat for a second. Once it's heated and ready to go, I'm going to add in my chicken. So very easy, and I'm going to let this cook on each side until it's halfway done. Then I'll flip it over and cook it until the chicken is all done. So the breading just gives it a way for the sauce to coat to it. So once I get the sauce cooked, and then we'll put the chicken back in, and all of the delicious picatta sauce will stick really well to the breading of the chicken. So I'm going to leave all the drippings in my pan. I have 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to let the butter melt. I'm going to add in, I have half a cup of chicken broth. I have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I'm going to add in half a cup of heavy cream. This is going to be so delicious. And I am going to let all of this cook and simmer. And then once it is all simmered, I'm going to add in, I have capers as well. And then I'll add the chicken back in to let it get nice and coated with the delicious sauce. So like I said, I'm going to do a side of zucchini noodles. You can definitely do regular pasta noodles if you'd like, but keeping this nice and healthy. So I'm just going to use my veggie spiraler to spiral 2 zucchinis, and then I will saute these on the stove with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of garlic powder, and they're so super easy and just so healthy. It's just perfect having these as a side, as a substitute for pasta. So I just have my skillet with my olive oil. I will add in the spiraled zucchinis. Let these cook. It doesn't take long at all because they're such small pieces. And then they'll be ready to go. So I'm going to portion out the zucchini and the chicken into each meal prep container so that it is ready for each day this week. Having everything just portioned out and ready to go is so convenient. You can just grab it if you take your lunch to work, or you can just grab it and heat it up if you work from home. But everything is portioned out. You don't have to get anything else out except for your lunch container. So it makes it really convenient for me. I'm going to make some stuffed peppers. They are so delicious and really great for meal prepping. They stay fresh all week long, which I love. So I do stuffed peppers quite often for meal prep because they're just so delicious and so easy as well. So I'm going to scoop out the centers of each one of these peppers, and I'm using all kinds of different colors. You can use whichever color is your favorite. Actually, orange is my favorite, but I like to mix it up a little bit, throw in some green and yellow, and I usually get a red, but I didn't get a red this time. But these are very good, super yummy, and so versatile. You can do a lot of different things with stuffed peppers, but this is going to be kind of a southwestern stuffed pepper. Definitely love anything southwestern in our house. So I'm going to brush them with some olive oil, and I'm going to bake these in the oven for 20 minutes at 350. And then while they are baking, I will prepare all the filling that's going to go inside of the pepper. Then I'm going to bake them again for another 20 minutes. So I'm using ground turkey to make a taco meat. You can use ground beef if you'd like. I use a ton of ground turkey. I love how lean it is, easy to cook. So I'm doing ground turkey, and I have my little meat masher that I love for while I'm using ground turkey or ground beef. It just mixes it up, breaks it into small pieces really well. So I'm going to brown the ground turkey until it's browned on each side, cooked all the way through, and then I will drain the grease. You can either drain it into a cup, or I'm going to use a paper towel to soak it up. So whichever your preference is, just going to get just that little bit of grease out. There's definitely not a lot of grease in ground turkey compared to ground beef. So I'm just going to get it out with my paper towel. So now I'm going to add in a can of Rotel, and I like the one with the diced green chilies because I love diced green chilies in just about everything. I have this Southwest blend, just frozen mix. Super easy. It's corn, black beans, diced onion, bell pepper. So all of the good stuff that goes in all of the Mexican type dishes. So I'm going to mix this around. I'm also going to add in a little bit of taco seasoning as well to give it that Southwest flavor. So it will be totally delicious, ready to be filled into the peppers as soon as the peppers are done cooking, and then I'll put them back in to the oven to cook again once the filling is on them. Okay, I'm going to fill the peppers up with the mixture. I'm going to add some shredded cheddar cheese on top. I'm going to put these back into the oven for another 20 minutes. And then when they're all done, they'll be ready to be portioned into my meal prep containers for the week. So this is a super healthy lunch, definitely low carb. You can customize these how you like it. If you want to add rice, you definitely can, but very, very delicious and really awesome for meal prepping. So I hope that you enjoyed all of these meal prep ideas. I hope that you're getting off to a healthy start to your new year. Definitely like to get super healthy when the new year starts. So I hope these ideas help give you some motivation for some healthy meal prepping. If you're new to my channel, make sure you click subscribe and make sure you leave me a comment just to say hi, or if you have a question. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.